What's up, everybody? It's your boy Greek here, back with another Midnight Suns video. And today we're going to be reacting to the Hunter and Wolverine versus Sabretooth gameplay, break down a couple of things, and overall give my thoughts on how I feel about it so far. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our first gameplay live stream of Marvel's Midnight Suns. My name is Caroline Guevara, producer and your host for today. I am joined by two very special guests, Jake Solomon, our creative director.
Very happy to be here. Very happy to.
I wonder if the other guy's the game designer.
And of course, Garky Angeles, our franchise producer.
Oh, nope.
So much. Happy to be here as well.
Awesome.
I was wrong.
Thank you guys so much
I
for
was
joining
oh so
us.
wrong.
If you haven't followed us on social media yet, please do so on Twitter and Instagram. Again, that is Marvel's Midnight Suns. Give us a follow so you can be up to date for the latest and greatest. And also, if you want a very exclusive skin for Blade or Night Stalker skin, definitely sign up for our newsletter.
Oh, a little bit of lag right there.
Pretty incredible stuff, Caroline and Jake,
All right.
which we are ecstatic to show the world.
Yeah. Finally happy to just be able to play the game.
Hey,
It's been a while.
real quick, I had to pause the video real quick. I just wanted to point out this poster in the background. This is the OG Midnight Sun. My man Johnny, OG Midnight Suns in the background. I appreciate them for having that here. We got the comics in the back, but we also got the OG too. I love that.
Watching the trailer, watching the gameplay assets that came out, it's been incredibly invigorating for the team to see the reaction from the community. It really does energize us. We are going to be finishing the game and seeing your guys' love and excitement for what's to come. The team really appreciates, so thank you all. We've also been listening to your feedback already, very important to us.
Yep. For sure.
And one piece we definitely wanted to touch on was the fact that this game is a premium title, an enormous single-player game that is brimming with content, and we're not going to have gameplay microtransactions.
No. I understand why people would think that, but no. Every ability that your heroes can have, they're in the game. You only earn them by playing with the heroes you love. There are no gameplay microtransactions. So
I'm glad.
Put that to rest. Let's just play the game.
Let's get in.
All right, I'm gonna say this now. Get ready for me to pause a couple of more times throughout this video. I do want to point out I'm happy that they reiterated that there's gonna be no microtransactions, because they had made a post on Twitter a while back. The only microtransactions in game, I believe, will be cosmetic. But in terms of like actual like gameplay and it affecting like your time and your none of that. There's gonna be none of that. It's not gonna affect gameplay at all. So that's good, because I know that's an issue with a lot of people.
Let's play, guys.
A lot of people.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Jake, you and I used to play another game.
We did.
And,
Okay.
we're not.
We got the Abbey. Right, 2 quest items in the corner. Speak the Ghost Rider and bench. I assume that's a new card.
No.
I assume that's a new card that was probably built.
You're in control of the Hunter, moving her in real time there. You're at the Abbey, which is an entirely new superhero headquarters that we created with Marvel.
Hail Holy
cool
One, or is it
superhero
unholy?
team has to have a cool superhero headquarters. This is ours. We're just showing the exterior. We're going to show more of the Abbey.
Okay, so Strange and Blade in the background. The Abbey is a lot bigger than what I thought. I wonder if you can explore more of the grounds.
Customizable they are. They can look very different from this. We're walking by one of the other characters on the team.
Magic.
Personal favorite character in the Midnight Suns.
You know, it also was incredibly important to us and the team.
Hey,
to have a base that
is this
was
Limbo?
something like we all knew and loved when we were kids.
I think this is Limbo.
Yeah.
Avengers Tower, X-Men, and the X-Mansion. Now having your own base is such a staple that I think you need to do in a Marvel game. It's something that hasn't been done before. You now have your own.
Yes, and ours, that's a big part of the game, is how it comes alive, how you live with these heroes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so now what we've done is crossed over into this sort of interdimensional space we call Limbo. So magic.
So it is Limbo.
You walk through Limbo.
It is Limbo. Okay.
And that's kind of one of her powers, and she can display this stuff in combat as well.
Awesome. So we're gonna just dive right into combat then.
Yes.
All right,
We're gonna
let's
play
do
some
it.
combat.
We are
Now we get into the juicy pieces.
You know, we are a tactics team through and through.
All right, so real quick, I want to go over the current UI here. We have the heroism meter on the corner, which again, is built up by performing basic attacks, which allow you to use heroic cards, which are stronger cards, kind of like super attacks and whatnot. In the UI here on the right, it says 3 card plays, 1 move, 2 redraws, and 1 item. I'm wondering if that redraw counts for either the number of redraws that you have in your hand or the number of redraws that you can do as a whole, because I know some characters like Doctor Strange will have the ability, they'll have an ability card that will allow you to redraw another card. So I'm curious on that.
I'm so proud of the designers we have here and the folks that work with Jake and the creative systems designers, but we've made something that you have not quite seen when it comes to a tactics.
There's also a level system for the characters too. As you can see, level 8, I think Blade had a higher health pool than the Hunter.
There's so much when it comes to the visual element of this, characters and how they're going to move and the superhero flair that you're going to see. But first, we wanted to slow down before we start playing this thing fast.
Let's talk
about what the mechanics are about.
Let's talk about the abilities, right? Because, as you may have heard, the hero's abilities, they're dealt to you at the start of combat, and like a hand of cards.
Alright, so some of these cards do have special effects added, like for example, quick refunds card play if the target is KO'd. So I had mentioned this in my last video actually. So if you kill the target with the same card that you use, you get it back. Now, because it says 3 card plays over here in the corner, what I'm wondering is if whether or not it returns the card that you use, or if it just returns a slot back over here in the card play section. I'm wondering on which one it might be. That's my biggest question so far.
Which
weak, a weak status effect.
Right. What could be controversial?
Block and counter.
Nothing, I assume. However, in case it is, I would understand why people say, what? That's very different from anything we've done before. It doesn't actually, I want to make sure that people understand it doesn't play that different than things we've done before. But as Garth is playing, I'm going to explain how this whole system works. And the idea is that every character has their own abilities that the player is in charge of. So they can assign whatever abilities they want to.
Hey, damage control. I noticed that.
They bring all those abilities into combat, and there aren't that many of them, so you're going to see all those abilities come up. But they're dealt to you as a hand of cards. And
there's some really cool card categories too, right?
Yes. So there's 3 different types of abilities that are really important. There's an attack, which...
Okay, card play return.
One of the benefits of abilities...
Okay, so it didn't give him the card back. It didn't give him the card back. Also, the stats here on this card too: block and counter, absorbs incoming damage, and deals damage when attack. Alright. That seems like a good counter card. But yeah, they didn't give the card back. So what I'm assuming is that it's going to give you a slot back in your meter for card plays. If you kill somebody with that skill.
Effects on them. So we have tons of them.
Give cards in your hand 11 plus damage.
We can give them interesting effects.
Okay, yeah. So I was right. So whenever you use a card with that skill, it just gives you back a meter, because Blade used the card and it stayed at 3, but we just watched Doc use one and it went down to 2. All right, so I was right about that. That's good to know.
Blade. The next is a skill, which he just used with Doctor Strange.
This looks like an evil Captain America back here in the background.
Could buff your allies. Could be defensive. There are different ways to use it, but ultimately, the important thing is that by playing attacks, by playing skills, you're building up a resource that we call heroism. You can see this in the bottom right.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a simple
acts of anger rumors.
It's around heroism, right? And so you build up heroism, and you use that to then use the third type of ability, which is called epilogue.
They're your most powerful attacks. They can have devastating impacts on the enemies, and that's what we're working towards right here. Now, I have a few other plays. Before I use Doctor Strange's heroic, I'm going to use one of the Hunter's attacks to build up more heroism, which will make the heroic stronger.
So right now, the Hunter's in a great position to fire off this ability.
Ooh.
Yeah, knock
Okay,
an enemy into another
okay, that was a
enemy.
knockback.
But you can also discreetly move your characters around the battlefield, and you don't have to.
Okay, so all right, so it seems like you get like 1 bar of heroism for each attack that you do.
So
Now
it's,
we're gonna trigger.
yeah. Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say, like, it seems like you have a lot of flexibility and freedom how you choose to play, like with your heroes.
Yeah, you do. I mean, the idea is that the game is meant to move pretty fast. It's still very deep. I love that ability.
That right.
He just KO'd that person. By the way, he buried an axe in their head.
Okay, so that was a heroic attack, and that took all 4 bars of his meter. That took all 4 bars.
But also, I mean, you saw that heroic ability. Our art team and our content team and all the disciplines that worked on it, they have created these abilities that are in your face, incredibly satisfying to watch over and over, and the payoff.
Yeah, they've really pushed the presentation of the abilities, and it's amazing. There are a lot of deep elements to combat here, and part of that is how different the heroes.
Okay, they fast forward a little bit. We got new cards and we got new cards, and it's a new turn.
Yeah, we're going to use a special skill from the hunter, which is going to chain on and allow us to use a very, very powerful card in our deck. So,
Inspire. Change the cost of a random heroic card in your hands. 0. Not enough. Okay, so this hero combo must be a heroic card, and this is pretty much going to make that card free to use. But I wonder how much then. Oh wait, no, not how much. Yeah, because this is just gonna take out one of the card plays, but it's also gonna give you a much stronger attack here. Okay. I'm digging it.
Inspire allows you to play heroic or a card that costs heroism for free. So that's what we're gonna do with Hunter, and that's gonna lead into this powerful ability.
Yeah, and so the hero combo, again, a big attack. The way that you unlock these abilities is actually through the abbey. So we talk about
Exhaust. So I'm assuming what this means is after you play this card, you get to draw 2 more. I think that's what that means. I'm not entirely sure.
Now, the relationships that you have with these heroes. And this
Okay.
is very
Go ahead
awesome,
then.
Very powerful. You unlock these super powerful attacks by forming a relationship with the heroes involved.
Well, you know he did. All right, yeah. So I was right. You do draw 2 more cards.
I mean, of course.
So
Nice.
again, that's an encounter. You know, they play very, very fast.
Why is it that for every one of these sites we take out, it seems like 2 more appear in their place?
Hey, I see what you did there. I see what you did.
I've hunted an actual Hydra. That was easier.
Easier than this.
Victor Creed.
Up to my name, too.
Second best there is at what he does.
Hell of a price.
Trim your nails.
On your head. Runt. Too bad he never said it had to stay attached to your body. Well, too bad for you. Big words. For a dead man.
There goes the GOAT. The best there is at what he does.
You got one thing right today, Sabretooth. Heads are definitely about to roll.
Oh, look. Another mangy stray.
God damn.
You smell wrong.
Compared to him,
Good point.
All right.
Now I get to kill 2 runts with 1 claw. Maybe I should be paying Hydra.
Hey guys, I would be lying if I would say I'm not excited about this very iconic
No, I'm geeked too.
duo, this battle between.
It's been a while since I've seen Sabretooth in the game.
Yeah, and as you saw there, just one of the cinematics. We have hours of cinematics in the game. Obviously, we're telling a very deep story, and part of that story, of course, is introducing these villains. This is the first villain we've shown, but we have a large cast of characters, not just heroes. We got, again, as I said, 12 Marvel heroes plus the Hunter. We also have a large cast of villains.
All right, so Wolverine out here going stupid.
What makes Lilith so powerful? So again, she's the ultimate enemy. The thing that's cool about her, if you imagine.
All right, so I just want to point out because he did bring up like the other villains that we're gonna see in the story. I think so far the only villains that's been confirmed outside of Lilith are Sabretooth and Crossbones. Now, seeing as how we're dealing with Hydra, I'm positive that we might either see Red Skull or Arnim Zola at one point. But I'm very curious as to who else we might see. I know there was specifically a image in one of the trailers of what it seems to be like them fighting in a hellscape. I'm wondering if, from Ghost Rider's side of the world, we could possibly see somebody like Blackheart or even Mephisto. I think that would be nice. That would be nice.
And the most dangerous people in the Marvel universe, she's equally dangerous because she can corrupt people with a single touch. So not only do you fight villains like Sabretooth here, but you'll fight what we call Fallen, where Lilith has corrupted villains. She's corrupted even heroes that the player's gonna have to fight.
So we're gonna be fighting heroes and villains.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Deep narrative. A lot of narrative comes out not just through cinematics, but also you'll experience in game as well. And now we're fighting against Sabretooth, and yes, you're right. This is a
Jesus Christ
matchup, right? Wolverine, the best at what he does.
All that trash.
Kind of.
I ain't cleaning that up.
But he's,
KO streak. 4 enemies KO'd in one turn.
deadly character, and so you're gonna have to require your entire team to
Jesus Christ.
All of our villains have a bunch of unique abilities and also a unique flair to them. Sabretooth, the idea behind Sabretooth is that.
Okay, so I just want to point out like really quickly here. So Sabretooth does have a frenzy ability, as they touched upon here in this icon over his head with the 2. I'm assuming that means that his frenzy is only gonna last for 2 more of his turns, 2 more of his attacks. That's what I believe. I might be right about that.
He has an ability called Frenzy, and that means that every time.
Oh, yep. See, there we go.
He may respond, right? So you have to be really careful. You have to be very efficient in what you do because Sabretooth responds very quickly. So if you can take 2 actions, then he's gonna fight back.
So you have to anticipate when he goes on that frenzy, kind of.
Yes, for now.
Okay, so all right, so I wanna correct what I said. So the frenzy is based off your attacks too, not just his, and it moves off of every action that's taken, not just his own actions. I had to correct myself after hearing that. But that's nice to know.
But yeah, I mean, I love Sabretooth. We've introduced, here we're introducing Wolverine for the first time.
How much health did she lose? I'm curious.
Pretty far into the game, probably. I mean, actually, this game's very long, so not that far, but this is a good 10, 12 hours into the game. When you meet Wolverine,
okay, days removed.
Him. So there are characters you unlock through play. This is the moment when you sort of meet Wolverine.
Why you got the gun in her face though?
So again,
like,
Wolverine, a completely
what she ever do to you?
Completely unique set of abilities.
Can you go into his abilities a little bit more? Like, what makes him so unique and different from the other characters?
Yeah. So if you think about Wolverine, it's
wait. Was that a card play return? Hold on. Let me backtrack a little bit. / Okay, so 3 card plays.
A completely different play style, completely unique set of abilities.
Can you go into his abilities a little bit more? Like, what makes him so unique and different from the other characters?
Yeah. So
okay.
Think about.
All right, so she got that card play back.
He's very savage. He has the ability to attack multiple targets. So he has what we call chain. He has a lot of ability that chain to multiple targets. And at the same time, he can taunt enemies, and that means that he can draw their fire. When he attacks them, then enemies target Wolverine after that. And that's great because Wolverine has the ability to regenerate health. He's very low on health here. Garth, you doing okay, bud?
That's usual berserk. I'm gonna get some lifesteal on there if you wanted to mention that.
Well, that's fine.
I believe in you, Garth. Like, you can do this.
Fine. As you can see.
All right, so stat effects. Frenzy activates after a number of card plays are used, so which means frenzy is going to activate after this play right here in passive supervillain. Bind and stun cannot restrain this enemy for long. This enemy's attacks cannot be resisted. Okay.
Sabretooth, huge health bar.
Heavy hitter.
Definitely a heavy hitter. And so that's good.
Okay, so frenzy
Wolverine
should be
has
kicking
some
off right
life
now.
still going on, and
Yep.
They got to the moon. But yeah, this is the problem with Sabretooth, right? Is that he just doesn't stop. And this matches how he is in the comics as well. Like, Sabretooth doesn't stop,
Yep.
So you have to always kind of be on your toes here.
Right. What are we doing, Garth? Like,
We got him. We got him.
We got him. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
I'm actually going to.
You can position yourself, use the environment.
Okay. Right.
One thing that's worth pointing out is that as you move, you can continue to move until you.
Hey, yo.
Right. And so you can position.
Wait. So was he able to do extra damage after using those pallets?
You can position yourself, use the environment.
Yes, those are called pallets.
Right.
One thing that's worth pointing out is that as you move, you can continue to move until you use an ability.
All right, that was
So you
fire.
can position
That was
yourself
fire.
just perfectly. Until you use an ability, you can continue to move around the map.
And you know, the movement balance is one of my favorite parts. As movement, if you play tactics, you know how critical it is. But it's this wonderful balance of you can choose to play more methodically and find that single precise movement position to take advantage of the enemies. But it's not every single turn, every single action you make that decision.
Oh, cutscene. You got a cutscene.
Can't heal. Have to keep going.
This man Logan is moving, bruh. Well, he did. No, I'm not gonna say he did. Not yet. Hey, yo. Is that Lilith? That is Lilith. So, he wasn't with the gang before, but he's about to be with the gang now. Yeah, he's gonna get corrupted.
You'll do.
All right. So we saw a lot of good.
All right, I'm liking it.
gameplay,
I'm
a lot
liking
of
it.
good abilities, just like amazing gameplay, of course. But this isn't just it, right, Garth? There's still a whole nother section to it.
There's a whole other section. It is enormous. It is incredibly exciting. Again, we love tactics games, and changing what we did with the tactics design, there wasn't enough. We wanted a whole other half of the game that was the RPG part of the tactics RPG. So we're going back to the Abbey now, and we're going to show you guys a little bit of a gameplay tease with what you can do within the Abbey.
All
and we're
right.
going to start in the Hunter's Quarters.
All right. Let's do it.
You can do an enormous amount. Obviously, after a hard day's work, you want to go back to your place of refuge.
Right, you're wearing casual clothes. Many outfits. We actually have a lot of outfits that.
And look at this room. It looks like some decorating could be done. Can you do decorating?
Junk. Yeah, you gotta update the room, and yeah, there's ways to.
Wait, you can? All right. Hey, that's nice.
Here's your beloved.
Of course, Charlie.
You can set up the room how you want it to look.
Charlie, who loves you so much. You can, of course, pet the dog, and there's a lot of benefits to that as well.
Are we going to be able to explore that a little bit more?
We are, and in fact, what's happening right now is the hunter walking onto the common room after combat, and so again, this is really a social experience where
Ghost Rider.
all these heroes are hanging out, and you can choose from different heroes after combat to hang out with. And this
I
is
apologize for the car outside my house.
It is. It's one of my favorite parts of the game.
Okay, so we got everybody chilling.
Combat, you come back.
Okay, so real quick, because there's a couple of people that's not here. There is something that I do want to bring up because it was actually said earlier during the fighting. So Wolverine comes in about 10 hours into the game. Basically, what that means is not everybody is going to be playable at once. You're going to unlock each of these characters as you progress through the story. So pretty much, you know, like the given team, Blade, Ghost Rider, and Nico, they're all there. But like Captain Marvel, possibly even Strange, Cap, Iron Man. Who else have we not seen yet? Who else have we not seen yet? I can't remember. But yeah, but pretty much there's a couple of other heroes that you have to unlock by just playing through the story, and then that's nice. It gives you a reason to play through the story. So I do enjoy that. But I'm glad we got that cleared up because I was expecting them all to be playable from the jump, but they're not, and that's cool.
Very, very important choice to make, which is a whole other part of the Marvel fantasy, right? It's not just battling amongst these heroes. It's who do you want to hang out with, Mika Maruno or Iron Man, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of benefit to this, right? There's not just a narrative benefit as they commiserate over their terrible parents. Oh, my dad's not watching, because I can commiserate with them as well. But yeah, then in addition to hanging out with heroes, you obviously get to have a deeper experience talking to different characters around the Abbey. We're kind of alluding here, like your dialogue choices can affect the hunter's balance as well.
I mean, it's an RPG. There's branching
Wanda.
here.
Right.
There goes Wanda.
Dark balance. The role-playing portion of how you want to craft your hunter and their personality is incredibly compelling. And you'll be able to do that in spades in the Abbey. Uh-oh, what are we doing here, Caroline? You love the dog?
I do.
You love your dog?
I mean, it looks like it.
Dog can walk with you.
Dog's walking, leading me somewhere special. Jay, where are we going?
So, this is just one of the many things that happens on the Abbey grounds. So the Abbey grounds are very extensive.
Okay, so you can explore deeper. That's what I wanted to
There's a lot
know.
of really interesting optional content that the player can come out here, explore the grounds, uncover a lot more narrative, a lot more gameplay. And so, again, we wanted this to feel like a living space. And so it's not just the interior of the Abbey, it's the exterior grounds as well. That feel, appropriately supernatural based on our
Again, you think of the world of Marvel, it's not enough to just have a series of menus in between missions or a base that doesn't have a lot of content and substance to it. And the grounds really act as that, since they're overloaded with secrets and mysteries and deep lore to learn more, even in other corners of Marvel that you may be surprised about, the background of the Hunter and Caretaker and other characters.
Right. And there's so much more that we would love to show you.
Keep going. Can we keep going?
And we will. There's so much more to show you.
Soon.
And we will very soon.
All right.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. We have a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of Abbey, a lot of combat that's coming up as well. What's coming up, guys, in October, coming months?
A lot. So we want to dive deep on some of the characters, like start to show more about these characters, and then show more gameplay. We just hinted at it with the combat and the Abbey, so we want to show more of that in the coming months.
We still got some more we still got like 2 or 3 more characters that haven't been revealed yet.
Thank you so much, guys, and Garth for joining us today and showing our fans, of course, like Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yes, we are very happy to finally be putting the game.
So it's incredibly exciting. Thank you all. Thanks for being with us.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, thank you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure to follow us on social media. Again, that is Marvel's Midnight Suns on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to give us a follow. Also, sign up for our newsletter for the very exclusive Night Stalker Blade skin. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to sharing more.